How did one of the most powerful empires in history lose its grip on Britain? From the bold Claudian invasion to the chaos of barbarian invasions, Roman Britain's collapse was a slow unraveling full of war, rebellion, and political upheaval. The story of Roman Britain begins in AD 43, when Emperor Claudius launched a massive military campaign to conquer the island. The Romans saw Britain as a rich land full of resources, gold, tin, and fertile soil, and a chance to expand the empire's reach. Claudius's invasion was no simple task. The Romans faced fierce resistance from local tribes, unfamiliar terrain, and harsh weather. Yet, over the next few decades, they established towns like Londinium and built roads and fortifications to cement their control. Roman Britain soon became a key part of the empire, providing soldiers, tax revenue, and raw materials. Roman culture, law, and infrastructure transformed the island, but beneath the surface, tensions simmered. One of the most famous examples of unrest came just 17 years after the invasion, in AD 60-61, when Queen Boudicca of the Iceni tribe led a massive revolt against Roman rule. The Romans had ignored local customs and harshly punished Boudicca's people, which ignited a fierce uprising. Boudicca's forces destroyed Roman settlements including Camulodunum, modern Colchester, Londinium, and Verulamium, devastating blows to the empire's hold on Britain. The revolt was eventually crushed, but it exposed the fragility of Roman control and the deep resentment many tribes felt. Even after Boudicca's defeat, Britain remained a turbulent province, plagued by sporadic rebellions and the constant threat of raids along its borders. Fast forward to the late 4th century. The Roman Empire was struggling with internal divisions and external pressures across its vast territories. Britain was no exception. In AD 383, the Roman general Magnus Maximus declared himself emperor, a usurper who pulled troops from Britain to pursue his claim in Gaul. This withdrawal of forces left the province vulnerable and weakened its defences against increasingly frequent raids by the Saxons from the southeast and the Picts from the north. Another usurpation followed in AD 393, when Eugenius seized power in Gaul, diverting Roman attention and resources even further away from Britain's needs. The political chaos on the continent, combined with the lack of military protection, created a perfect storm, eroding Roman power in Britain. Meanwhile, the empire's troubles were spreading. In AD 406, a massive wave of Germanic tribes, including the Vandals, Alans, and Suebi, crossed the frozen Rhine River, overwhelming the empire's northern frontiers. This invasion caused widespread chaos and pulled troops from multiple regions, Britain included. Roman Britain was effectively cut off, left to face its growing problems alone. In AD 407, the Roman general Constantine III declared himself emperor and took what remained of the Roman legions from Britain to Gaul, hoping to stabilize the Western Roman Empire. This move further stripped Britain of its military protection. Constantine's campaign initially had some success, but he was eventually defeated and killed in AD 411. His departure left Britain exposed, with local leaders and communities forced to fend for themselves. By AD 410, the Roman Empire could no longer afford to maintain distant provinces like Britain. In a famous letter, Emperor Honorius told the cities of Britain to look to their own defences, a clear admission that Rome was withdrawing its support. This letter signaled the end of Roman rule in Britain and the beginning of a new, uncertain era. Without Roman legions, Britain was left vulnerable to increased raids by Saxons and other tribes. With the Roman military gone, Roman administration and infrastructure began to crumble. Cities shrank or were abandoned, roads fell into disrepair, and trade diminished. Britain entered a period historians call the Dark Ages, marked by political fragmentation and cultural shifts. The Saxons gradually established control over large parts of the island, while native Britons retreated to western and northern regions. Despite the collapse, Roman Britain's legacy endured. From roads to forts like Hadrian's Wall, the remnants of Roman law, and even Christianity, which had begun spreading before the empire's fall. Roman Britain's collapse was not the result of a single cataclysmic event, but a complex unraveling over decades. Military withdrawals, political chaos, barbarian invasions, and an empire in decline all played a part. Understanding this story gives us insight into how empires fall, not in a blaze of glory, but through slow erosion and the shifting tides of history.